think that I'm an answer if you ain't mine? Even if you call me up.
The real reason for the Marvel's MCU delay being worse than we thought. Ho 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 hey. Oh boy, we got some MCU drama. It just keeps getting worse and worse and worse for Kevin Feige and the rest of the MCU up there. Yeesh. It ain't looking good. Alright, there is more bad news surrounding the MCU, this time which pertains to the Marvel starring Brie Larson, Iman Vellani, and Teyonah Parris, with the film directed by Nia DaCosta. All whamming, by the way. Directed by Nia DaCosta. Who? Alright. Matter of fact, let's look up who Nia DaCosta is. Because I'm so curious.
I remember when I was doing Hunger Games.
Nia DaCosta. Who? She directed Candy. Nia DaCosta directed Candyman. Do you know how garbage that movie was? Nah. Nah. There's no way. Yep, she directed that shit. And Little Woods, 2018. How the fuck did she qualify for this? Did anybody see Little Woods? No? At the box office, it made $171,000. That's pretty decent. I imagine the budget wasn't that big. But I don't know. Okay, let's get back to the. So Nia DaCosta recently saw Disney and Marvel announce a new release date for the Marvels as they pushed the flick back a second time. It has not been a second time. This is like the 5th time they've pushed it back, with a delay of 4 months from a summer July release date to November 10th. The Wrap reported on the new release date and offered that the delay was to give the film more time for post-production, which is something that fits with all the reports surrounding the Marvel's VFX problems, such as with Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. So it was figured that since the Marvels was given more time for post-production, that it was about the VFX, as the film is going to be another heavy CGI intensive movie. So Disney and Marvel delayed the release to make the flick look all the better again, instead of what happened with Quantumania. However, the real problem might not just be with the VFX with the Marvels, as two sources offer a different reason, which is even more worrisome. I mean, look at this damn poster. What the hell are we looking at here? Anyway, according to YouTuber Grace Randolph, the reason for the Marvel's delay is that the movie tested poorly with audiences in screen tests. Certainly, the VFX weren't done for the screen test, said to be held months ago, so they can't be all to blame. The Marvels was pushed from summer to winter due to poor audience test scores, so Marvel wants to do yet another round of reshoots to avoid, well, another round of kind of mess. That's Grace Randolph. Now, Grace Randolph, you know what I find funny? When Grace Randolph is wrong, everybody like to pile on her. Everybody like to roast her. She get roasted on Twitter all the time. That James Gunn situation. But nobody likes to give her credit when she turns out to be true or turns out to be right. I don't know. Quote, I mean, everyone loves Paul Rudd, Jonathan Majors, and Michelle Pfeiffer, but with Brie Larson and Iman Vellani, that could be a Star Wars level bloodbath of toxicity. And hopefully not only does Disney Marvel not want that for themselves, but they don't want to do it to their actors. You then cancel the movie. Don't even release it. That's the only way you're going to, and they still going to get roasted. You want to protect them from that bloodbath? Cancel the movie. Randolph continued, so while Disney Marvel refuses to admit defeat publicly, totally understandable. Totally understandable. Never let them see you sweat. Okay. I think behind closed doors, it's a downright sauna considering the huge scheduling changes that have been made so abruptly. Randolph also recommended Disney to fire Marvel's Rick and Morty writers, including Quantumania writer Jeff Loveness of the Avengers Kang Dynasty. Good. The claims about the Marvels testing poor with audiences are backed up by Giant Freaking Robot, who actually first reported on the poor test screening reaction 7 months ago. Yeesh. The site said that Marvel is getting nervous after poor test screening of the Marvel. Oh boy, they asked, is Marvel another Star Wars? Yes. Disney is ruining it. Is ruining it. Is ruining it. What's particularly worrisome is that similar to how Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania introduces the MCU masses to the next big MCU villain and bombed at the box office recently, Kevin Feige and Brie Larson went so far as to say Iman Vellani's Mrs. Marvel steals the show in the Marvels and is the future of the MCU. Interestingly enough, not Brie Larson, who Feige said was going to lead the MCU. So the Marvels is supposed to be a big movie, as the first Captain Marvel made $1 billion at the box office. It will not. It will not make $1 billion. And if you want to go with this whole Iman Vellani is the new lead of the MCU, we'll see how that works out, sir. It's going to flop. Nobody likes the character. We gave her a chance. It was garbage. Complete garbage. Hold on. Recall how Iman Vellani's Mrs. Marvel show bombed on Disney Plus, and now the Marvels isn't looking good. So what does that say for the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Prior to the release of Quantumania, Disney CEO Bob Iger announced that they were slowing things down with Marvel and that they would be accountable. As Iger said, they want quality over quantity. So there is no doubt there are problems at Marvel, just as there are with Disney Star Wars, which went through its own slowdown following the reception of The Last Jedi. Kevin Feige has made some very bad decisions following the release of Endgame, where Disney and Iger certainly don't want another Star Wars on their hands, but it just might be too late. It's already here. Holy. Let me tell you what's going on. Nobody likes Brie Larson. I'm sorry. You can say whatever you want. Nobody likes Brie Larson. Nobody likes Captain Marvel. And they had a plan for her to be the future, because after Endgame, Kevin Feige wanted to do this whole whamming thing. Oh yeah, we're going to have more whamming, and more whamming, okay? And they put out this plan where they was going to introduce more whamming, and they was going to make whamming powerful and all this stuff. Well, it's flopping right before your eyes. And here's the thing, I want people to understand, because the masses don't understand this. When it comes to business, any good business is always growing. So I understand what Disney was trying to do. Any good business is always growing. If you're not growing, then you're failing as a business because of inflation and everything else. You got to pay more people and all this stuff. And so when your analytic people are looking at your numbers and they're saying, okay, we're doing well, but 70 to 80% of our audiences are male. Okay. So how do we get the women more involved? Because that's 50% of the population that we're not monetizing. Well, we got to get more women-centric stuff in there, stuff that women like. Somebody gave them bad information that women likes this stuff, but women aren't coming out and supporting this stuff. Captain Marvel made $1 billion off the backs of men. Don't ever get that shit twisted. And what they did was they thought, okay, we can just go and market to women and screw the men, because the men are stupid. They're going to come and watch anyway because they're just fans of this. Wrong. Women don't go and watch this stuff. And what you did is, everybody hates Brie Larson, and they put in 2 women of color, Teyonah Parris, who was pretty good in WandaVision, and then Imani Vellani, who's a Muslim woman, for padded protection. That's all that was. They wanted padded protection for Brie Larson. So this time, not only they can call you a misogynist if you don't like the movie, but now they can call you a racist. This shit is comical, bro. You tried it, it doesn't work. Go back to the drawing board. Now, I disagree. Shout out to our friends over at Clownfish TV. I disagree with them. They keep saying that people are tired of Marvel. People are tired of the MCU. No. I don't agree with that. People are tired of garbage tier content. If Marvel makes good content, people will go and see it. Spider-Man No Way Home showed you that. Now, granted, it is Spider-Man. But you got to bring out good content. You got to go back to, okay, we're doing $100 million budgets. Cut back this $200 million budget. Stop. How about this? Stop giving $250 million budgets to characters that people don't give a fuck about. You want to do a Hulk movie? Oh, you can get him 200. People will go and see a Hulk movie. But don't come out here with no fucking random female character that nobody cares about. Give her a $250 million. I can't talk. $250 million budget, and then expect people to go and see that. Ain't nobody gonna watch that shit, man. The MCU is in trouble, dog. I mean, it seems like it's every day some new information comes out. The Marvels is going to flop. Be prepared. Not hate to be a negative person about it, but listen, if covering it is going to help my channel grow, it is what it is, but it's going to flop. So anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. I will talk to y'all later.
Let's go. Hey. Beat that thing down like you started attention, my baby. You had some plans with your man, just tell him to cancel, my baby. Slide to the crib, look like Dracula's mansion, my baby.